Folks, how we doing? Welcome to Good Works Tractors. We are talking snow today and all your snow removal options available to you for skid steers, for tractors. Well, that's pretty much what it's for. Oh, hang on. We'll be right back. Oops. And for ATVs too. And these aren't even all the options, it's just what we rounded up for today. Now, we've shown you a ton of products in the past, but we have a lot of new stuff here you haven't seen. So we'll just take a little look around here and we'll sprinkle in some of the other products too that we've shown you before. Now this guy here, this is an HLA Snow Wing. You can put these on tractors, bigger tractors or skid steers or other construction equipment too. We have this skid steer mounted. You can get frame mounted versions of these too, but chose to make this skid steer quick attach. That way if I want to, I can slap it on my skid steer too. But foldable, okay, this is the 611 model, so these wings fold in to make it like a snow pusher or a snow box on the front there, or you can open it up, make it more like a plow. Obviously it's angled right now. It'll angle fully left and right as well. I mean, this thing, I don't know, it's 15, 17, 1,800 pounds, something like that. It is robust.
Does it come with a drink?
No, you're not supposed to see that. That's just my Waterloo. Stay hydrated, people. But it does come with all the other stuff here.
It looks like a cockpit. There's so many hoses and bolts.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. But it's got the trip edges on there. You can see that too, okay? And there's grease zerks galore all over this thing.
Sunny.
A lot of hoses. There's a lot going on. This is the real deal. I mean, if you're moving a lot of snow, a piece of equipment like this is really going to come in handy. This is, if it's not the smallest, it's about the smallest that they make in a snow wing, and they just get bigger from here. So you're just kind of seeing the tip of the iceberg, and then you get a whole lot bigger after that. It does require electrical as well, okay? You're going to see some electrical on top of the hydraulic because there's multiple hydraulic functions on here. So you have the angle left and right, and then you have each wing on the end there that can fold either way. So we have a three-way switch inside the cab, so we just pick which function we're looking to do, and then you select that with the three-way switch, and then you hit your normal third function, and that's where it sends the hydraulic flow to control that movement. All right, so next up, snow pushers. You know I love these. These are simple, whereas this is complicated, the snow wing. A snow pusher is pretty much the opposite of that. I mean, all you do is hook it up to your skid steer quick attach, or John Deere quick attach, Yanmar quick attach, Global quick attach. There's probably others, but you get the idea. That's all it is. There's no hydraulics, there's no electric. Because of that too, they're also one of the cheaper options. Now, HLA snow pushers are different. We've done entire videos all about them, but I mean, a fully radius back to help propel snow forward. There's no crossbars in the corners, a fully enclosed back drag to really trap that snow, double wall side panels for strength. And then of course we have ours decked out with UHMW skid runners and cutting edges on there to protect both the concrete and the paved surfaces that are fully replaceable, reversible. So they're just the best pushers that are on the market. Nothing else really comes close. These frames also bolt on so that if you want to, say down the road, you get a different brand of tractor with a different quick attach on there, you don't have to buy the whole new pusher. You can just get a new frame and you're good to go. Going to show you a couple things on these too that we're experimenting with, okay, as well. A couple improvements, one for gravel driveways on some runners, and then flipping this whole thing upside down. Can you even do that? Is it usable? We'll find out. Folks, we are proud to be sponsored by RimGuard Solutions, a liquid ballast weight. It goes right inside your tires, completely hidden. Not only is it going to help with safety, keeping those rear tires planted on the ground, it helps with loader efficiency and traction too. The benefits of RimGuard include being the heaviest all-natural liquid ballast weight on the market. It's not going to corrode your rims like the old calcium chloride. It's not going to freeze, and it's available at over 1,000 dealers nationwide. Find the dealer near you at rimguardsolutions.com. Okay, moving on. Oh man, I can't wait for Snow to try this out. This is the Performance Pull Type snowblower from MK Martin. Okay, we've shown you the Pull Type. They've been a great seller. They're a great product. A lot of tractors, you don't have a mid PTO to mount a front mount snowblower. A lot of folks need their loader in the wintertime, okay? So they don't want to have to transition back and forth from taking the loader off and putting the blower on to taking the blower off, putting the loader back on. That's a pain in the butt too. A lot of tractors are just needed year round for chores. So you put this on the back, you can drive over snow. I know, it seems backwards. You drive over the snow, it cleans it really well, okay? It still scrapes right through it. You can handle deeper snows, and if your tractor can go through it, then this will tackle it. So a lot of folks apparently like to wait until there's 2 or 3 feet of snow on the ground and then take care of it at that point. That's a bad idea. Generally, if I have 4 inches, 6 inches at most, I'm out there clearing it off because I don't want it to accumulate. It's just a lot harder to deal with. So that's what these are made for, folks that are going to be on top of it, generally speaking. You'll see entire commercial outfits that do, residential neighborhood driveway clearing and apartment lot clearing, all that kind of stuff. They only use these blowers, and back end, and away they go. I mean, you can get right up to a garage door, retaining wall, parked car with this. The difference between this and the original pull type is the fact that they redesigned the entire shroud so that your auger is all right back in here, and you can just drop right down and get up next to that building. The old style, or the original style pull type, had an extra back drag that you would put on here and pull snow away, and then you would back up again and then snow blow it out. But yeah, I can't wait. I mean, we've got this thing set up. It's decked out nice with the hydraulic rotation, hydraulic deflector. We do have a hydraulic top link on this tractor as well, which, just to adjust the angle of attack there a bit on the fly as needed. And you will see down below there's the white Tyvar. MK Martin has, kind of like the UHMW that we were talking about earlier, they have a similar product. So if you want to protect your paved surfaces or concrete surfaces, you can get the runners and the cutting edge on here too. Moving on, we have, this was fun. We just used this yesterday. We have a big old broom for our skid steer, and I love it. I don't know why. I just love watching videos with brooms clearing snow. And they're not going to clear like a foot or 2 feet of snow, but I mean, around here, the 2 to 4 inch range is like the most common, which is still annoying. You have to get it cleared, otherwise it stays cold, and you drive over, it packs down, it ices up, and it's a real mess then. So you got to keep it cleared. A broom is versatile, right? So if you can use a broom for not just your snow clearing, but also clearing off your driveway or parking pads in the summertime. We use it for debris cleanup. You can do some dethatching or even leaf cleanup with it. Just depends. I mean, they can be really aggressive, so you want to be careful with that too. But it can be a more versatile piece of equipment, okay, that maybe is easier to justify by having one tool that can do multiple things. Of course, this is really designed for skid steers and not tractors. I do think that we could use it on our big Kubota M5 there. I think it's 15 to 25 GPM, something like that this requires. So not a whole heck of a lot. Tractors just don't have a whole heck of a lot of hydraulic flow to begin with. And then for 2 years in a row, we're in October and we're sold out. We're working on getting more. It's been tough to keep up with the demand. This Ramy snowblower here has been amazing. It's an amazing seller for the ATVs and the UTVs. All you need is a snowplow mount. So if you used a snowplow in the past, or if you thought about that, that's all you need: a snowplow mount underneath, and then a winch, which most ATVs or UTVs have. And then you're good to go. You hook it up to that. I mean, these things have been, we basically can't keep them in stock. So I selfishly kept this one this year so that I can actually use one. I haven't even had a chance to. That's how ridiculous it's been. So good problems to have, not complaining, but yeah, now this one has wings on it. All right, you can get without wings, but the wings aren't that much more, and you just get a wider clearing path, so why not? I think it makes sense. Just one engine option. There used to be a Honda engine option on here, but Honda doesn't make small engines anymore. So just a Briggs and Stratton on there now, which has been bulletproof. We've had 0 issues with them.
Is this a stick to clear the chute?
Yeah, if your auger gets clogged, you can take that handle there and shove it in there. It's nice that
they keep that on there, because we had that happen.
We did.
And we were using your snow markers.
Oh yeah. It can be a pain. So that's the downside about snow blowers, is that with the wet, heavier, slushier stuff, the chutes can clog. It doesn't matter what snow blower it is. It could be a walk behind. I mean, that happened growing up all the time. That's what we use, a little Toro 20-inch walk behind. But that's the downside. And you can use blowers. They're generally one of the most expensive options out there. They're one of the funnest to use. There's no doubt about it. But that's kind of their limitation there. And for light cleanup passes, or light fluffy snow, they can be challenging. It's just hard to. You want your snow to be consistent all the time, and it isn't for a blower. So anyway, I use a pusher. That's basically what I used almost all winter last year was a pusher. You know, if you plan ahead, then, you know, you don't stack your piles too close to the driveway there. You keep it stacked way back, that way as it kind of melts and freezes, you know, you're not stranded there with no more area to push your snow. A couple other options that we have to move snow, not shown here, but we've used a rear blade that has been gaining popularity. It's been used for years, but with our customer base, it's been gaining popularity over the last few years. Again, more of the versatility, kind of like the broom, right? With a rear blade, depends what you want to do. You can either put skid shoes on it, or you can reverse the blade entirely, and that tends to work really well. But of course, when we put in this gravel drive, I used my rear blade to scrape away the topsoil here, and it was handy for that, of course, grading purposes. So it's more of a year-round tool, and that's why it's so handy and relatively affordable in the grand scheme of things. Then the one other option you're not going to see here, I should have had one brought out, but is a snow plow. So HLA makes the snow pushers. Actually, their sister company, MK Martin, makes the snow blowers. HLA also makes a snow plow. You can get those on a manual angle or hydraulic angle. They're loader mounted again. They're kind of like in between the complexity of a pusher and a snow wing. You don't need an electrical connection, but you do need the quick attach as well as a hydraulic connection if you do want the hydraulic angle. Otherwise, you're hopping off and you're pulling a pin or a couple pins to adjust the angle and putting them back in and getting back to it. So depends on the complexity level you want there. Personally, I prefer a pusher. I think that cleanup passes are taken care of a lot quicker. You're going to get windrows with pretty much any piece of equipment that you use. I mean, anything we're looking at here is going to leave windrows, and so it's about cleaning up those windrows as fast as possible. And with a big box on the front, it traps those windrows in there and gets the job done quicker. That's why I prefer a pusher over a plow. One last thing, a lot of folks are using existing equipment, right? Whether that's a bucket, could be a blade that they have on hand or anything else. Still, if you want to protect your driveway, whether it's asphalt or concrete, we sell UHMW in all sorts of shapes and sizes to be able to bolt on and protect your driveway surface. It'll also protect your bucket. If you're using your bucket, you want to protect that digging edge on there, get some UHMW, just drill through the bottom of your bucket that's not pre-drilled already and add that on. It's a great way. This stuff it protects like rubber, but it cuts like steel. That's how we sum it up. It's just a very unique material. It's long lasting and durable. I mean, it looks almost brand new, and I used this all winter long last year. So it's going to last you a long time. Plus, they're wide enough so you can flip them over. That's kind of what we recommend to you when you ask us. So it's meant to be a really good value, as well as providing, well, hopefully saving you money by not causing damage on your driveway surface or on your equipment. All right, folks, so this is our 7-inch wide runner right here. Basically just taking an existing stock runner and then adding a big old ski onto it to help prevent digging down in gravel. You know, there's multiple ways to go about tackling gravel with a snow pusher or a snow plow for that instance. And historically speaking, I just lift the loader up and the pusher up, so it's just riding slightly above the gravel surface. But a lot of folks have been requesting something like this. So last winter, we had several concepts made up, something like this. We had also had a big pipe, round pipe. I've seen that going along the edges down here too. And then I did one with a combination of both of these solutions at the same time. And I honestly found that this was standalone was the best setup out of all those configurations. The pipe by itself, I really hope would be the ticket, but it actually still wanted to dig down into the gravel, and maybe that's just because mine's a little bit softer. I don't know. But these runners did the best job of keeping the pusher riding on top of the surface instead of digging down in. Again, I found the best solution just holding the pusher up just an inch or so, inch and a half above the plowing surface, and that worked great for me. You're not going all that fast, and your gravel driveway is relatively smooth, so there's not a ton of variation there as it is. But anyway, this is a solution available for you folks out there looking for something on your gravel. And of course, if you are using these, you want to adjust it so that your skid runners are all the way down in the slot, and that way it's keeping the edge as high above as possible. I would expect there still to be some sinkage, I guess, if that's the right term, that goes on, but this is going to minimize it as much as anything. Okay, folks, so this is the other thing we wanted to show you with the HLA Snow Pusher. It's been on my mind for a while. Finally tested it to see if it would work or not, but basically that's a nice feature. With the bolt-on frame, we just flipped it upside down with the back drag on there. Wanted to see if you could basically make it easier to justify something like this. If you can turn this into a summertime tool, maybe you don't use it for dirt. We just had a dirt pile here, but maybe you have it for mulch or light materials. You get more volume in here compared to a regular loader bucket, because your pushers are typically going to be a little bit wider. You normally want your pusher to be a little bit wider than your machine. That way, if there's spillage as you're going through, it doesn't go into your tire tracks and you run over it. So maybe 3 to 6 inches wider outside your tires on either side. And then it's a little bit taller and a little bit deeper with the back drag on there too. So you're just getting a lot more material in there as well. So maybe it's not what it's designed for. I'm sure HLA, this isn't in their manual anywhere to do this, but I don't know. I actually like it. I'm kind of happy with it. So you tell me what you think about it or not. I'm sure it's not something that HLA would warranty. However, this is built more robust, a lot stronger than any factory bucket is anyway. So I doubt you damage it. The weird thing is this angle here is not a completely flat angle for the bucket, but you can see me kind of working that to dig in just fine.
Yeah, I don't know if you could see. I'm not sure what you were doing when you curled the bucket and were raising it up and down, but with this front guard right here,
yeah,
you had an inch maybe of clearance.
That's what I was looking to see.
Barely any.
I wanted to see if it would hit it or not.
I don't know how you could tell from your view, but I was like, oh my gosh.
I was watching it. That's why I was going slow, because I didn't know if there's anything else I couldn't see there. But that's also one of the other features of this bolt-on bracket. And Chris, show them this real quick. It's got 3 different bolt hole positions here. So you could always adjust that angle a bit to make sure that it doesn't interfere. If you were going to use it in this reverse setup, to make sure it doesn't interfere and hit your tractor in a worst case scenario. It's pretty obvious as an operator what's going to work and what's not going to work though. Well, that's going to do it for us today, folks. This gives you a good look at all the snow removal options available to you. No matter if you have a skid steer, an ATV, or a tractor, we've got a solution for you. So check out goodworkstractors.com. If you don't know what you need, what size you need, what hookup you need, we want to help you out. We want you to get the right thing the first time. And so just send us an email. We have a worry-free guarantee. You send us an email with the tractor that you have, the needs that you have, and then you take our recommendations. We guarantee it's going to work for you. Okay, so it's no questions asked. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by, and until next time, stay safe. We'll see you soon.